When it comes to stopping drinking alcohol, perception is everything. It is absolutely everything. It's the most important thing that you've got to get your head around. And today in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be discussing. I'm going to be talking about perception, but I'm going to be going to another level with this stuff. I'm going to be sharing some truths with you that will seriously help you change your perception when it comes to alcohol. Because at the end of the day, if you can change the way that you view alcohol and see it as something that provides no value to you whatsoever, that's when stopping it becomes effortless, it becomes easy, and that's how I want it to be for you. That's how it's been for me, and that's how I know it can be for you if you do the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. If you can change your worldview, that's when everything changes. So I think you guys are going to love this video. Now, just before we get into it, if you want my personal help stopping drinking, click the link in the description, book a call, and we can actually get on a phone call together and we can see if the Sober Clear program, first principles thinking, and the coaching that we do with people could be a good fit for you. So if you've already tried, AA, or you've tried on your own and you're really serious about making a change, click the link in the description, choose a time, and let's have a conversation. Now, the major mistake that I made during the 10 years of trying to stop drinking alcohol is I never changed my perception. What I mean by this is when I went to AA, when I tried doing it on my own, when I was using willpower, I always saw alcohol as a good thing. I had never changed my worldview and my paradigm. And what ended up happening is I found stopping drinking difficult. I found it challenging, I found it hard, I failed numerous times because all of this time I saw alcohol as something that was going to benefit me in some kind of way. So even if I went a couple of weeks, a month, 2 months, I still saw alcohol as a good thing, so I'd always end up going back to it at some point down the road. But why am I saying perception is the most important thing? Because our perception can get us to do unimaginable things, unthinkable things. So let's use an example. Let's take a look at the US dollar. Now, we've all bought into the idea that money has some kind of value to it. We can take our dollar bill to the store and we can buy a good, we can buy a service, and we can give that dollar to somebody and then we'll get something in return. We've all bought into that. That's totally cool. I'm not like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying, I'm just trying to make a point. But all money really is paper. And it's backed by an idea. It's backed by the US government, it's not backed by gold or anything like that these days. It's backed by the government. But all that it really is paper. It has no actual value unless we buy into it, unless we say that, yes, this is worth X to me. And this is why I'm saying perception is everything, right? If I've got a dollar bill and I've got a piece of paper, obviously, and I said you can choose one, everybody's going to choose the dollar bill because we perceive that piece of paper to be more valuable, which is cool. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing or anything like that. I'm not trying to make this into some finance channel, but we buy into the idea that it's got value. But as we know, we perceive money to have value, and that can make us do things. That can make us, fight wars. It can make people murder. It can make people do some unthinkable things because we see value in it. And it could also motivate people to do great things in the world. But because of our perception, we can do things that we wouldn't do without it being there. Now, that being said, there are other times where we make judgments based on our perception. Now, for example, let's think of a business with amazing, slick marketing. There could be a company that's, promoting a new car, and the new car, there's a charismatic actor on there and they're talking about this amazing car, and then you really buy into it. Oh, look at this tech and look at this species, this whatever. Now let's say that our perception is that this car is the best in the market. It's going to be the best car that you can get, but then you buy the product and it's not really that good. It wasn't what it was made out to be. But you bought into it. You actually made a decision based solely on your perception. And we can make mistakes. People can trick us, people can convince us to buy things that aren't of value, and we can make mistakes in our perception. But here's the thing is that 99% of people out there, they don't see themselves as making a mistake in their perception with alcohol. Now, the same way that we've all bought into the idea of money, we've almost all bought into the idea that alcohol is a good thing. And that's kind of why I use the money example, because like I said, all that it is paper, but we've bought into an idea that it's got value. It would be very hard for somebody to stop saying, to all of a sudden say, oh, money is worthless. It's just paper. It's backed by nothing. If somebody was to start saying this, it wouldn't make a difference because everybody else is on a different paradigm where they don't see money that way. And we see that it's got value and we exchange it for goods, for services, donations, etc. Now, similarly with alcohol is when we stop drinking it and we go out to the world and, we tell our friends or family, yeah, sure, some people are going to be supportive, but some people, the same way that they've bought into the idea of money, they buy into the idea of alcohol being beneficial. So when you start telling them, I want to stop drinking, I want to do this, a lot of people will look at you like, well, why would you want to do that? Why don't you just have a couple like I do? Blah, 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 as we've all heard it before. And that is because, again, they've bought into the perception that it's a valuable thing that adds real value. So let's go back to the example of the car. Let's say that you've bought this brand of car that's been promoted as the best car ever, but the product's kind of meh, it's okay, but it's promoted heavily. Let's say you bought that car. Now, all of a sudden, somebody's telling you, dude, why are you buying that car? It's a weak product, it's not that good, there's a much better one that you could get here, and it's cheaper, and you're going to get better mileage, blah, 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 blah. Some people are going to listen to that individual and be open-minded. They're going to be willing to change their perception. They're going to be open-minded, and they're going to just kind of say, okay, well, maybe I was wrong, and okay, show me a different way, which is what most people are doing with this YouTube channel. However, you are still going to have diehard people that are just so stubborn and they will not look at their mistakes. They will just say, nah, what are you talking about? This is the best car ever. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Hopefully you're kind of following now, but this is what so many people are doing with alcohol. Their perception is not right. They see it as a beneficial thing that adds value when alcohol it has no value whatsoever. There is no value to consuming a poison. There is value to money. There is value to these cars, even if they're not that good. But the thing is with alcohol is there is zero value. You are literally buying a toxic substance, putting it in your body, getting nothing from it, and doing that again and again and again on repeat. And it's so easy to stop when you can realize that your perception was wrong. But so many people can't do that. So many people don't want to look at their perception and say, maybe I got this wrong. Maybe it's not all it's made out to be. Now, luckily, I did that, right? I was able to change my worldview. I was able to build a completely new paradigm. So when I meet these people that are diehard, alcohol drinkers and they're never going to stop, I just think, I look at them with pity. I feel sorry for them. Because if they could see alcohol the way that I see it, they would not drink it. It's that simple. Because I've changed my perception. And I believe that there is a shift happening. I think that we are shifting towards a world where we see alcohol for what it is. And I think that's slowly happening, but I think it's starting to snowball. I think it's getting bigger and bigger. I know for people on this channel, you're part of that movement. You are trying to put the pieces together. You're trying to put this problem behind of you so you can get on with things, get on with your life. We truly get one shot at this life. That is it. Yeah, sure, maybe you believe in reincarnation and heaven and so on, but while we're on this earth, we get one shot. We get to give it our all, and I'm sorry, but if you want that 10 out of 10 life, alcohol does not fit in that picture. If you want great health, a great relationship, great body, a great career, great happiness, great clarity, alcohol does nothing for you there. But really, perception is everything. You've got to change your worldview. You've got to do the work. You've got to apply first principles thinking and really break things down to its component parts until you are left with ethanol. If you want my help doing that, click the link in the description. Let's get on a call and see if the Sober Killer program and first principles thinking is a good fit for you. But seriously, hopefully you've realized in this video that perception is everything. Have a great day.